Baseball, without a doubt, is thriving in Japan and South Korea. Brought to the region in the early 20th century, the pastime has survived economic challenges, wars, and literal nukes. However, in North Korea, things are different. Looking over the countryside, you'll find soccer fields and even tennis courts. However, it's nearly impossible to find a single baseball field. And sadly, it wasn't always this way. Today, we're diving into the strange, mysterious, and little-known world of baseball in North Korea, if it exists at all. Hey, there's a reason I keep playing baseball. I can't let go of the dream of someday being on my own baseball card. Just kidding, I'm not that delusional. However, with slab packs from Arena Club, you can rip a slab pack for as low as $25 and get a real card worth tens of thousands of dollars. Those odds are way better than me ever getting a baseball card, because every pack possibly has grails that are at least 20 times the value of the price of the pack. After your pools are revealed, they are put in your vault, or you will get an instant offer for fair market value right on the spot. Also, the grading details are right there. So no guessing and no waiting. All right, let's see what I got this time. Ooh, I got a Mike Trout 2018 All-Star Game card. That's not bad. That value should go up. He's having a good year. This is a real card I can have shipped to my house, and Arena Club is the most trusted in the game. So after this video, you can get 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/5points and using promo code 5points. Again, you can get 20% off your first slab pack by going to arenaclub.com/5points and using promo code 5points. Baseball isn't absent from North Korean history. In fact, it used to thrive on the peninsula. It's not fully clear who brought baseball over to Korea in the early 20th century. Some say American missionaries brought it to the peninsula, and other sources attribute the game coming over from Japan, which is kind of a sore subject. It's probably a combination of both. Baseball did spread over the entire region, including the country of North Korea, and there is a rich documented history of baseball into the 1930s. And then things began to change in the 40s and 50s. Post-World War II, baseball began to thrive in both Japan and South Korea. However, following the Korean War, you would think baseball all but disappeared in the isolationist nation to the north. You'd be wrong. Following the war, there were several North Korean professional baseball teams, with the two main rivals being the Pyongyang Railroad Team and the Pyongyang Commerce and Industrial Team. North Korea even fielded international teams in the 1990s, finishing 4th in the Pan-Pacific Baseball Tournament in 1991 and 6th in the Asian Baseball Championship in 1993. However, since then, North Korea hasn't participated in any international baseball events. In fact, evidence of the sport has all but died or completely disappeared from the country. What led to the stark abandonment of baseball in North Korea? Sadly, there is a logical reason. A devastating famine hit North Korea in the early 90s and lasted from 1994 to 1998, caused in part by the collapse of the Soviet Union, who greatly subsidized the nation, and terrible luck like widespread flooding. North Koreans were forced to scramble for resources, and superfluous things such as international sports were tabled. As North Korea fought their way out of the devastating famine, they became even more isolationist and intolerant of Western ideals. But there is no direct evidence to suggest that baseball was caught up in that. What is known is that even during the famine and economic woes of the 90s and early 2000s, North Korea did not abandon their Olympic efforts. They participated in every Olympics during the 90s and early 2000s. And of course, Kim Jong-il was out there breaking all types of world records in golf.
To break the world record for the lowest ever round of golf. For 38 under par.
The same cannot be said for their World Cup soccer team, which did not attempt to qualify for either the 1998 nor 2002 World Cup, most likely due to the famine and lack of economic support.
And it could have been that the 2002 World Cup was too far for them to travel.
Both programs have come back in full force, as competing on an international level in both the Olympics and soccer are important to North Korean national pride. Baseball, on the other hand, given a nearly 90-year history of the sport in North Korea, its stark disappearance is palpable. Looking at Google Earth now, it's easy to find soccer field after soccer field, even large stadiums in various conditions. You can even see a science and technology building shaped like an atom kind of like a giant middle finger to the Western world. However, you're more likely to find an allegation that stuck on P. Diddy than you are to find a baseball field in North Korea. In looking at old maps, it appears baseball stadiums were part of Pyongyang's history. This map shows where the Pyongyang Railroad team had a stadium at least until 1930, when they still ran intercity tournaments. Looking at the map today, there is no evidence of that ballpark, likely long destroyed and replaced with what looks like a middle school. I kept searching the city for baseball fields, but the most information we can find on baseball in North Korea has come from defectors, one of the few sources of information regarding the isolated nation in general. The country is notorious for not letting anybody know about their business. It's the Epstein list of nations. In 2024, an entire team of North Korean defectors was formed called the Challengers, who, according to Twitter, use baseball as a tool to build friendships and integrate into their new environment of, freedom and doom scrolling. There is another team of defectors, the New Korean Peninsula Baseball Association, which offers further insight into why baseball disappeared in North Korea. According to Kim Sung-il, the team's chairman, there is no baseball in North Korea. This is because it is banned because it is a capitalist sport born in the United States. While this assertion sounds like the smoking anti-aircraft gun we're looking for, North Korea has shown some evidence of a baseball pulse. In 2015, a Japanese newspaper reported that North Korea held an amateur baseball tournament in Pyongyang. They didn't say where though. In 2018, an international sports organization claimed North Korea joined the Baseball Federation of Asia, but there's been no follow-up and no actual participation. Either the games are incredibly low profile or they simply don't exist. Or maybe they need to have a team so they can invite the Challengers or NKPB to come back to Pyongyang for a good old reunion game, right? Straight to the gulag. Now back to the map. I discovered a Wall Street Journal article that said that they had found evidence that there was a baseball field in Pyongyang as late as 2017. Since it was behind a fucking paywall and I'm not paying for that shit, I had to keep searching and find this mystery field on my own. And there it was, a tiny diamond which barely looks like a diamond at all, tucked near the stadium area of the city. It looks more like a courtyard than anything. I searched other towns and even the countryside, and there seemed to be nothing that looked like a definitive baseball field. But this one seemed close enough. So does baseball exist in North Korea? Shout out to Baseball Doesn't Exist. The truth is, we still don't really know. Maybe one day we'll see the North Korean G-Man Choi take Shohei Ohtani deep. I doubt it though. Hey, real quick, before I go, I want to tell you that the Melon Heads are back. Yes, this year me and a bunch of content creators like D-Sarm and Enjoyed the Show, Urinating Tree, aka Scarlet, RBT, Chiseled Adonis, and more will be taking on the Portland Pickles, and you can be a part of it. We've set up a merch site where every dollar above cost goes to the Alzheimer's Association and Pickles Care. We're very close to hitting our goal, so whatever you can contribute, know is going to a good cause. The cause being me laughing at Tree taking it at bat. Thanks once again, and we'll see you on the field soon. Let's go, Melonheads. Let's go.